Halifax Regional Municipality issued a tender to install a Stoplet on May 7th. It was awarded to Schooner Contracting for just under $90,000. That's a lot of money, and it's right in the heart of downtown, so it must have been an important project, right? But wait a second, what is a Stoplet? A Stoplet is the combination of the word parklet and bus stop. I get what a bus stop is, but what's a parklet? Can you stop with the planning jargon? A parklet is a temporary structure that usually replaces a few parking spaces to create more rooms for pedestrians. I guess you can call it as a mini park or extended sidewalk. But hold on a second. A parklet is a temporary structure that usually replaces a few parking spaces.
But that's okay.
The project is taking place on Spring Garden Road between Birmingham Street and Dresden Row, so there's no parking anyway. The street will lose a portion of a loading zone close to Birmingham Street, but public parking will not be affected. This pilot project is just the first step in what will be the next big streetscaping project on HRM's list now that they've completed the huge redesign project on Argyle and Grafton Streets. This Stoplet pilot project, say that 5 times fast, will be a scaled-down version of the HRM's plan for Spring Garden Road in the future, letting them test out possible ideas for the street, including wider sidewalks for pedestrians in transit and amenities such as benches.
According to the US Department of Transportation, having wide curved sidewalks can reduce the amount of pedestrian vehicle accidents and makes accidents that do happen less lethal. So the use of parklets on busy streets can help make pedestrians feel safer while providing amenities like seating and shade. In theory, having a Stoplet instead of a traditional bus stop will make buses more efficient by reducing the amount of time they need to pull out of the traffic, load passengers, and merge back into the lane. Some feel that the time saved by the Stoplet will be negligible, but the Stoplet will at least serve as a more comfortable place to wait for the bus. These Stoplets can increase options for those who can't drive a car, making getting around the city a little bit easier for everyone.
But it's not all sunshine and public seating. Parklets do require some considerations.
It's recommended that they be removed in winter so that snowplows don't hit them, and parklets have to be heavy enough that they can't be stolen in the middle of the night.
Members of the public may also be confused about whether or not parklets are public spaces when located right outside of businesses. Questions like, do I have to buy a coffee to sit here, or can I stay if my bus doesn't come for another hour, have been raised around parklets that are located right outside of cafes.
To counteract these concerns, some cities have implemented a strong policy prohibiting advertising, table service, and other commercial activities within parklets, even if sponsored by a nearby business. The municipality and the Spring Garden Area Business Association will also have staff visiting the Stoplet through the summer to make sure everyone's concerns are being addressed.
But that's about all the downsides I can come up with. Or is it?
Well, Megan, in San Francisco, businesses were actually worried about the installation of a parklet. They were worried that this new space would take away parking spaces and decrease foot traffic into their store, resulting in less profit.
To get to the bottom of this, a 2011 study on the Pole Street parklets found that the parklets generated an economic benefit to surrounding businesses. The study indicated an increase in foot traffic of up to 37% and an increase in the number of people stopping and sitting on the street by 30%. One cafe even saw a 30% increase in revenue. So there is some evidence that parklets can help neighborhood businesses simply by being there and being an interesting feature on the street.
But it's important to remember that Halifax isn't San Francisco, and what works for one city may not be perfect for another.
Ultimately, businesses and residents in the area will have to decide for themselves if they feel the Stoplet improves the street. But if you ask why the HRM only installed this little Stoplet on Spring Garden Road, it's not because they think it's going to make everything better. It's a conversation starter and a way to test out these ideas before they make them permanent.
Right, so picture this wine and sidewalk with funky design all the way from Central Library to the public garden. But it's only going to be here till October, but the municipality wants to hear back from you. Because if they really like it, they might bring it back in the future. This Stoplet is designed to be disassembled and reassembled back again whenever they want. To share your data experience, check out their survey at halifax.ca. So swing by this summer and try for yourself. And speak of trying out,